The emotionally immature man seeks out motivation to do something hard one time. The emotionally mature man uses discipline to do something hard 1,000 times. This is the basis of my thoughts. When I get up in the freezing cold, put on my hoodie, and walk myself to the gym in the dark at 7 a.m. You're probably wondering, mate, I've watched so many videos on discipline and motivation, but it's so difficult. I'll tell you, that is where you are going wrong. You are trying to make discipline easy for yourself. That's not discipline. Discipline comes from within. It comes from a place that supersedes external motivation, but it's rather intrinsic in nature. Let me explain, because this can get a little complicated. Discipline is fundamentally this little thing called intrinsic motivation, and intrinsic motivation is essentially doing something because it is important to you. These people who follow intrinsic motivation are far happier than those who focus on external things that their peers or society slash social groups indicate them to do. Intrinsic motivation is found in the wants and desires of your own person, the very things you lust after and dream about. If you don't have a lot of intrinsic motivation, then you may not know yourself well enough. The first part of self improvement is finding yourself. Now, I know very well that you've heard this many times and that this is not an easy concept. Like, okay, how do I find myself, mate? Well, I'll make a video going in more depth in the future, but a couple of brief points could be to think about what makes you passionate, not what you are passionate about. What topics, what type of discussions, what conversations make you passionate and make you feel that drive and ambition? Second, what makes you tick? What makes you feel pissed off, a little angry and frustrated? To know what you don't like is just as useful to know what you do like, as this is character development. Imagine you are a character in a book and you are reading your life. How well are you going to know your character based on their actions and the words they say, the people they know? What do you tell us about this character? And to know these two things, what makes you passionate and what makes you tick, will give you an edge in finding yourself. So let's say you find yourself. Now what? How do I get intrinsically motivated? From here, it is really simple. You think about your core values. It doesn't have to be in some written document like a constitution, but similarly to a constitution, it should be 10 key ideas which you follow to your core, or at least try to follow. For example, family is a big core value of mine. When I wake up in the mornings and I don't want to go to the gym, I remind myself of how if I don't go to the gym, the effects of this will take me down a wrong path. A path of being lazy, and in doing so, will make it harder for me to be able to set the way I feel aside in return for meaningful action, which will help support my family. I need to go to the gym not because me posing my muscles will help pay rent, but because doing the hard work when I don't feel like it and having that complete control of my mind and body is a superpower, which in this fast paced day and age of social media is incredibly rare to find in people. And to think if I can master this at 17 years of age, or at least build this up in these young years, then I will blow past my competition. In doing so, I will be able to get a higher earning job, which will in turn help me to support my family. This is the very idea of intrinsic motivation, and it will change your life. If you want a more in depth explanation on finding yourself, or maybe even a video on how to leverage your extrinsic motivation, which I have not gone into at all in this video, then drop in the comment section and subscribe to support the channel. Been a year since I've been on YouTube and we have come so far from where we begun, and it really means a lot to me. This is the 7 a.m. guy signing out.